Welcome to the Optimist Newscast. I'm Max Preston. With Sing Song just weeks away, social clubs have chosen their themes and practices are in full swing. This year's theme, For the Love of Sing Song, inspired a variety of ideas. The men of Frater Sodalis went with a Whataburger or Frataburger theme. The women of Kojo Kai went with rubber ducks, and the men of Gamma Sigma Phi chose Super Mario. Cameron Walter said GSP looks forward to continuing club sing song traditions.
We are obviously carrying on traditions, and we are things that we're known for and things that we're really trying to emphasize this year. It's going to be a really fun act and something that we're actually super excited for.
Sing Song is set to take place February 16th and 17th. The opening of a new Hooters in town has sparked some controversy around ACU's campus. Ashlyn Smith has more on the university's stance on the issue and student opinions.
Since the announcement of Hooters coming to Abilene, it has struck some controversy, with Abilene being home to 3 Christian universities. ACU has not put out a statement regarding the issue if students are allowed to work at the restaurant.
Last semester, in preparation of Hooters opening up, we reached out to the Office of Student Life to see what position the university would take about students working at the business. Dr. Chris Riley, Vice President of Student Life, has cautioned students against working the Hooters for the way the establishment views women. An ACU spokesperson said, "We have asked students to consider both what Hooters represents and whether that is something they really want to support in terms of both their faith and the value this business places on women." The standards set out in the university handbook, which challenges students to make decisions that ultimately glorify God, applies to all students whether on or off campus, in an employment setting or not. If a student was in a position where the university felt they were not upholding the standards in the handbook, we'd address those issues with that student at that time.
I do think that if the student wants to waitress, that's completely up to her personal convictions and is completely separate from her time as a student. So if it's not affecting her student life, then it really doesn't have anything to do with each other.
The business has been open for about 2 weeks, and at least 4 students are currently working there.
With a look at sports, the women's basketball team didn't have an easy welcome home after an 0-2 road trip, but the Wildcats were able to end their 2-game skid and escape with a 61-59 victory in what was a tightly contested matchup. Sophomore point guard Brianna Wright led the team with 16 points, while senior forward Sierra Allen notched a double-double with 12 points and 11 rebounds. Head coach Julie Goodenough said her team did a good job recovering from early mistakes to hold off the Islanders late.
We were pretty careless with the ball and turned the ball over a lot, so we had to recover from those. I thought our rebounding effort really helped us a lot. We did a great job. I thought in particular in the second quarter and the third quarter, blocking out and finishing defensive possessions with the ball in our hands. Corpus came at us hard in the fourth quarter. A lot of credit to them. I mean, they were definitely not backing off. They crashed the board super hard in the fourth quarter. They forced us into some careless turnovers and really made it a game all the way down to the wire.
The women will return to action next Wednesday on the road against Lamar, and the men will also next take on Lamar Wednesday at home. That's all for this week. For more campus news and events, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at ACU Optimist. For the Optimist Newscast, I'm Max Preston.